Good afternoon, Bhargav. It's Wednesday, the 6th of September. Here's the heads up brief for today. For the Southeast Asia production, we covered 24 issues. In North Asia, we covered 5, and for Australasia and the Pacific Islands, we covered 7. In South Asia, we covered 21 issues, plus the major issues in Europe, Middle East, and Africa.
Hey there, thanks. Can we please discuss the major issues today?
Great. So, in a recent joint operation, law enforcement agencies from China and Myanmar dismantled 11 telecom fraud operations in northern Myanmar, leading to the arrest of 269 suspects. Since the breakout of the conflict in Myanmar, there has been a lot more illegal criminality in the borderlands region. And now there is some indications of growing cooperations between different countries to combat this.
Right. So this is an issue which affects across the two regions, South and Southeast Asia, with multiple cases of human trafficking as well. It's an interesting development. Let's keep a close eye on this. We have already issued an assessment on the topic. Let's see if there is enough room to update it in the next week or so.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. In the Philippines, an employee of the Department of Public Works and Highway was shot dead by unknown assailants in North Cotabato province in Mindanao yesterday. Now, this comes ahead of the October local elections, and there already have been a lot of political killings. Uh, Authorities expect the violence to increase over the next month. We will be releasing an assessment on the security environment in Mindanao this week.
All right. Now that's a concern. I will look forward to the assessment of that. Let's keep our clients updated on the sudden uptick in the violence. Is it sudden though?
Well, there has been continued violence in parts of Mindanao for years, but there definitely has been an uptick over the last few
Okay.
months in terms of political violence, and that
All
will
right.
increase.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
In Papua New Guinea, Barrick New Guinea plans to provide a 15 million US dollar social contribution to landowners on the first day of the Porgeras mine reopening, according to the chairman of the state negotiating team. So it seems that they're trying to please the landowners, which is a good strategy, but let's see if it plays out.
All right. That's interesting. Thank you.
In South Asia, a high-level delegation from Bangladesh went to Myanmar for a Chinese-mediated meeting concerning the Rohingya repatriation. The Myanmar government has pledged to build 20 villages to repatriate 7,000 Rohingyas who had fled to Bangladesh. And a delegation from Myanmar is expected to visit the Rohingya refugee camps in the coming weeks. A lot of the refugees are against repatriation because they don't believe that the conditions are safe for them in Myanmar.
All right. So this is an interesting development on multiple fronts. Firstly, we must underline the constructive role played by Chinese, and they have played a similar role between Saudi Arabia and Iran in the Middle East. And I see a similar constructive role being played in Southeast Asian region. Firstly, we covered off on the telecom scammers, and now the mediation between the two regional entities, that is Bangladesh and Myanmar's military. At the same time, a repatriation as does sound positive. At the same time, it has its own pitfalls. So we'll have to keep a closer eye on how this evolves, both at a policy as well as on the ground issues.
Right. And regarding Sri Lanka, a special parliamentary committee will be appointed to invest allegations by a foreign news channel regarding the 2019 Easter Sunday attacks. The news channel released a documentary which pointed to the complicity of prominent high-level government officials in the attacks and their refusal to act on intelligence.
All right, thank you.
Lastly, in Europe, police in Kosovo seized a large number of weapons and ammunition during a raid in a Serb majority town yesterday. This included hand grenades and explosives. These were meant for criminal groups that Kosovan police said that are funded by the Serbian government. This comes against the backdrop of the recent violent protests in the area over the ethnic tensions.
All right. That's a major concern, primarily because proliferation of small arms isn't very difficult in the Balkan regions. The region has a history of decentralized power, especially led by localized ethnic militias. And this is especially true in the Kosovo region. And if it is actually funded and fueled by Serbian government, this will further deteriorate the diplomatic relations as well as socio-ethnic relationship between the Serbs and the Kosovo, which were never too good. So let's keep a very close eye on how things evolve at the ground level, and also keep our clients updated on these things.
Yeah, definitely. We'll keep an eye out on this part of that's the heads up brief for today. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. There's nothing further from my end.